No, but I think sometimes it's good, for example, as a slave of Allah, to actually do evil so you know what is good and bad. So without knowing what's evil, without knowing what's... No, in order for you to know what's wrong, you have to do the wrong so you know it's wrong.
Not necessarily.
I don't think there's anything wrong with Allah making you do the sin.
Remember, if you are thinking of taking your shahada, if you're thinking of becoming a Muslim, this is what you're joining. This is what you're joining. Islam is going to force you to defend the indefensible. Let me see here. So, do you believe that there is any evil within God?
Yeah, I think with good there's evil, and with heaven is hell. So he must be someone that can punish people as well.
Yeah, but punishing isn't evil. If you punish the evildoer, you're actually doing the good thing, right? It's good to punish evil. Do you think that there's any evil innately with him? That within Allah, within God, that there resides evil or sinful desires or anything like that?
No, because God can't be tempted, no.
God can't be tempted. There's no evil desire or evil thing in him. He's pure and holy and good. Is that right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. I agree with you. All right. Let me ask another question. Do you believe that God, I'm sorry, let me ask it this way. Do you believe that it is an evil thing to want someone to sin? If somebody wants someone to sin, is that evil?
I don't think that's evil. If they're using it to test their free will, then I think that's like a test. I don't think it's evil.
So there's a difference between testing someone, and giving them the opportunity, giving them a challenge and the opportunity to do bad or do good. But there's a difference between wanting them to do bad in the first place. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
Like let's say to test my son, I put a jar of cookies on the table and I tell my son, hey, I'm about to go off to work. Do not touch that cookie jar. Don't touch it. And I put it there to test his obedience, to test his discipline, right? Now, that's different from me wanting him to disobey. Like, I want you to touch the cookie jar. That's different. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the test, if I want to test my son, I want him to succeed the test. I want him to be obedient. I don't want him to do the wrong thing and fail the test. I want him to do the right thing and pass the test. Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. So can we agree then that it would be evil or wrong for me to want my son to do the bad thing instead of the good thing?
No, but I think sometimes it's good, for example, as a slave of Allah, to actually do evil so you know what is good and bad. So without knowing what's evil, without knowing what's... No, in order for you to know what's wrong, you have to do the wrong so you know what's wrong.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, so if, for example, right, lying in Islam is haram, right? In order for me to know that lying is haram, I need to lie so then I don't do that again.
No, what?
That's how I see it.
What doesn't Allah tell you that lying is wrong?
Yes, he does. Yeah.
So before lying, Allah tells you lying is wrong. So you don't need to lie to find out that it's wrong. Allah already told you it's wrong, right?
No, but for example, right? Like, I'll give you an example, right? You know Adam and Eve, right?
Yeah.
Allah told Adam not to go to the tree. Mm-hmm. Adam already knew it was bad, but Allah had to make him do it in order for him to know it's bad. How can you know something is bad without doing it?
How did he know? How did he already know that it was bad before doing it?
Because Allah told him not to. He said, do not go, don't iqrab this tree.
Exactly. So Adam already knew it was bad to go and eat of that fruit, to eat of that tree, because Allah already told him it not to do it. So he knew it was bad to do it.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So Adam didn't need to eat of the fruit first and then learn that, eating of I should not have done this. No, he already knew that because Allah told him not to do it.
Yes.
Makes sense? Okay.
And he also gave him free will, yeah.
Yeah, and he has free will to either listen to Allah's command and obey, or disobey, and then reap the consequences, which is being thrown out of paradise.
And the reason, and after he did the sin, right? The reason why he said he told Allah that he did the mistake and forgive me is because at the end of the day, the devil can tempt you, but you make the final decision if you want to do that sin or not. You know?
That's not what Adam said.
I never meant Allah. Yeah.
Adam actually blamed Allah for his action. He said he's not responsible.
Did he not blame himself first?
No,
I can show you 1 second.
He blames Allah. He said it's not my fault, man. Allah wrote for this for me 40 years before I was 40 years before I was created. Allah ordained for me to do this, man. It's not my fault, Moses. It ain't you coming at the wrong one. Go talk to Allah about this, man. That's what Adam was telling Moses in those exact words. Verbatim.
Okay, yeah, you're right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Adam blamed Allah for his action, not himself. Have you seen that hadith?
Yeah. But to be honest with you, whenever I sin, I don't blame Allah that I done it. I say that it's my fault that I done it, and I take accountability for what I've done because I shouldn't have done it.
Yeah, but it's not your fault though. It's Allah's fault.
No, because what he's done, yeah, he said, right, that our main purpose of being on the earth is to worship Allah, right? And he gave us free will in order to choose good and bad. Yeah. So I know lying is bad. But Allah doesn't tell me in my ear, you need to lie. He gives you the free will. And I choose then to do it or not.
See, man, you are touching on a subject that I'm really fighting hard not to chase and go on because free will in Islam is a delusion. I'm telling you that right now. As a matter of fact, on another day, I would definitely love for you to come back because you're honest. You think I like talking with you. I would love to show you why I say that free will within Islam is a delusion. We could talk about that another day. Would you be down for that?
Yeah, okay, I don't mind. Yeah.
Okay. So for now, there's another point that I was trying to get to, though. Okay. In light of you bringing up Adam was a good example where Adam, when Moses comes to him in the hadith and he blames Adam like, "Hey man, it's your fault that we were kicked out of paradise, man. Yeah, one job. Don't eat the fruit. Yeah, one job." And Adam responds to Moses and says, "Do you blame me for something that Allah wrote for me 40 years before I was created? It wasn't my fault. Allah wrote this for me to do. It's not my fault," right? And then it says that Adam confuted Moses with that response. He refuted him. He won the debate. He won the argument. So Adam was actually correct that it wasn't his fault that he sinned against Allah, but it was Allah's fault that he sinned against Allah because Allah wanted him to do that in the first place. Right? Okay. Now, remember what I was getting at again. Is it wrong to want someone to sin instead of do the good thing?
Yeah, it is wrong, yeah. To want someone to sin.
Yep. So therefore, Adam, with this example, and there is actually another hadith I was going to show you, but with this example with Adam, it ties in. Matter of fact, I'll show you the hadith I'm talking about. I'll show you the hadith I'm talking about.
No, I've seen it, but you can put it up, no problem.
Okay. So besides the Adam one, I'm going to show you the original one that I was going to show.
No, because you know what is good logic? We believe, right, on the day of judgment, people are going to go to Allah and say and blame the devil, but the devil is going to say that, I'm just paraphrasing, but he's saying like, I got nothing to do with the actions that you did. You're the one who chose to do those X and Y actions, you know?
Yeah.
I've never blamed once. Yeah. Oh, the devil told me to do this. I say, look, Allah, I was the one that done that sin. Forgive me for what I've done to myself, and also forgive me for following the devil's, waswasa. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But here's the thing with that. The thing with that is that the devil and you would be wrong. If you blame the devil for your actions, then you'll be wrong because the devil didn't have nothing to do with you, the things you did wrong. But the devil would be wrong in return by saying it was your choice to do that. He would be wrong. He'll be incorrect because it's Allah who wanted you to do that. He ordained and wrote for you the sins that you will commit and the things that you will do before you even had the choice to do the action. So,
but brother, sorry for interrupting you, but I don't think there's anything wrong with Allah making you do the sin. Because, like, for example, you can tell your son, right? You may disagree with me, but you can tell your son, don't eat from the cookie jar, right? And he will still eat the cookie from the cookie jar, right?
Yeah.
You're going to be disappointed, but after a while, you'll be like, it's good that he ate from the cookie jar because he can learn from the mistake and not do it again. He can learn from right to wrong.
Now, I'm not saying that there isn't good that can come out of bad, but that doesn't do away with the bad in the first place. It's bad for my son to eat the cookie jar, to eat the cookie out of the cookie jar because he's disobeying me. That's bad. And so now he can learn. Now he's disobeyed me. So now the consequences come. Now he's learned, okay, when I do bad things, there's consequences. So maybe he can make a better choice next time. However, though,
yes,
that there didn't have to be a next time if he just obeyed my command and did not disobey in the first place and did the right thing, did the good thing. It would be wrong of me to say, hey, little Avery, little A3, he's going to be Avery the third. A3, don't eat the cookie out of the cookie jar. All right. Don't do it. All right. And I put the jar on the table. And then I also take his head and I put his face in the jar and I start force feeding him cookies.
No, but Allah doesn't do that. He says that he even tells us, do not follow the footsteps of the devil. Don't follow the temptation. And also, whenever we do,
I can't help it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna do you. You're making me do it.
Okay, that's fine.
You're making me do it, man. You're making me do it.
That's good. That's okay.
But okay.
No, but you know what is GodLogic?
Sure.
The thing is, right, is this year, I believe, right, that Allah has to make, not us and Allah, sorry. Allah has to make, not Allah, but you have to go through the experience of sin in order to know why it's wrong.
That's not true at all. That's not true. We just refuted that with Adam. Adam knew that sinning against God was wrong. He did it anyway. Well, he already knew, though.
Okay, yeah, but GodLogic, Allah already said, yeah, if there was a nation that did not sin, he will replace it with a nation that sinned.
Boom,
and you know why?
Brother, you are right there. You're right there. Wow. You're right there. Not only, he doesn't just say he'll replace them with a nation that will sin. Watch what he says. He says, if you were not to commit sin, he would sweep you out of existence and then replace you with people who will sin and then seek forgiveness, and then Allah would forgive them. So Allah will do.
Yeah, because he won't.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because the main point of him creating jinn and everything else is to worship him. So the fact that we're worshiping and repenting is what Allah wants. But he doesn't want us to be perfect.
He doesn't want us to be. Wait, so hold on a second. Does Allah want us to sin or not?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
I like
I'm being real. I don't know.
Well, the answer to that is yes, he does want us to sin. But here's the conundrum, okay? And this is why I say, one, he's not God. God is pure and holy, my brother. He's holy, he's perfect, he's just. He desires no evil. There's no evil desire in him, nor does he want people to do or to have evil in them and to sin and stuff like that. That would mean that there's something evil in him if he wants someone to do evil. That's crazy. So for God, he's perfect and he's holy. He's pure. He wants everyone to do good. Matter of fact, this is what Jesus says. Jesus says, be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. God desires perfection out of us. That's his requirement. That's his standard because he's perfect, right? Anything short of that, we fall short and then he has to give us mercy and stuff. Remember, if you are thinking of taking your Shahada, if you're thinking of becoming a Muslim, This is what you're joining. This is what you're joining. Islam is going to force you to defend the indefensible. It's going to force you to stand up for evil and wrong. Call it good. Call what is clearly immoral and unjust, just and holy. That's what the Bible says too, isn't it? The Bible says that in these days, they will call what is evil good and call what is good evil. That's what the Bible says, man. Insane, isn't it? Allah is perfectly just for destroying me for obeying him perfectly. I'm going to get erased from existence. I don't even get to go to I don't even get to go to paradise. I don't get to go to paradise or hell. I'm going to be swept from existence. I will no longer exist anymore if I obey Allah and his commands perfectly. If I worship him perfectly, if I serve him perfectly, without fail, he will destroy me for doing so. Huh? And then replace me with a nation, with a people who will disobey him, who will ascribe partners to him, who will not serve him correctly, who will fall short. He will replace me with those people so that they can ask for forgiveness and he'll forgive them. Does this sound, guys, we know who this sounds like, don't we? Who does this sound like, y'all? Who would rather you sin than do deeds of righteousness perfectly? And then lead you to believe that, oh, sinning is better than not sinning, because then I'm humble. Y'all got it.